This is your 20-minute podcast, where we do our best to give you useful information in 20 minutes or less. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/your 20-minute podcast. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now, here's your host, David Brower.
This is David Brower with your 20-minute podcast, and our special guest today from the middle of EIEIO, Texas, is Bent Miller. How are you?
Awesome, Dave. How are you?
I understand that's not the real name of the town, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're outside of Fort Worth, and we live on a gravel road. And whenever anybody comes from the city to visit, they're like, okay, are we going to the right place here?
So they got to want to come there, in other words.
Yes, sir. For
That's
sure.
good. Well, you enjoy, sounds like you enjoy your privacy a bit.
Yeah, sure do. Like to see the stars at night and, the peace and quiet during the day and in the evening. The only traffic jam around here is when we get behind a tractor on the way into town or something. So it's pretty nice.
Love that. Love that. Well, Matt's the founder of School Spirit Vending, been going on for about 10 years, and it all started with one gumball machine. Is that right?
Yes, sir. As crazy as it sounds, I was in a really bad place financially after I'd gotten out of the military and working in the corporate world, and had tried a bunch of things to make money on the side, but had read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and was really looking for that one thing that could be, passive income and provide income while we slept. And a buddy from church mentioned gumball machines he and his daughters had, and one thing led to another. And I decided, what the heck? Gumballs are inexpensive, but the margins are astronomical, and the machines do all the selling. So got my first gumball machine here probably 13 or so years ago, and set out teaching myself vending.
Wow. So I guess your business is really the ultimate in location.
Yeah, I did a business in local area restaurants and local area businesses down in the Houston area for years with my traditional bulk vending route to begin with. And it was great. 07 and 08 hit, though, and the market tanked, and there was a lot less people going out and frequenting my businesses. And so I was looking for a way to stabilize things. And along the way, had a bunch of kids come knocking on my door, selling me stuff for local school fundraisers. And because I came from a print media background as an advertising executive, I was like, maybe there's a way that we can tie vending into the schools, get some kids off the street, and stabilize revenues for my family. And that's where the whole School Spirit vending idea ended up coming from.
Wow, what a great idea. Win-win for the schools, win-win for you and your family. So, and you've got vending machines in over 2,000 schools now?
Yeah, we're in over 2,000 schools. We're a franchise today and have a franchise team of just shy of 100 franchisees in about 40 states. We are absolutely growing like a weed. We've found a huge need in the schools for what we do, given that money and volunteers are always at a premium for them. And we found a huge need for a lot of families around the country who are already doing successful in their corporate careers, but they're looking to diversify in a limited time commitment. And so our program enables them to do that with a proven business model, and also to have a business that their family and their kids can be and are encouraged to be involved in, so that they're learning entrepreneurship and doing something together along the way.
Wow. What a concept. That's cool, man. I don't know of anybody else in the country that's doing what you're doing.
Not to the level we are.
Yeah.
For sure. We've spent a lot of time, Dave, to create value for everyone involved. Of course, we sell custom stickers in the schools, but then we also are providing content and creating content for the schools and for the kids who are our customers, because my goal is not just to sell stickers, but to change lives and to impact the lives of the kids who utilize and have access to our machines every day. So on top of the vending aspect of it and the money side of things, we've created a comic book company. I grew up reading comic books and loved doing so as a kid. And when SSV started to grow, I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we created a comic book series that could inspire kids to read, teach them, character development, and good citizenship and that type of thing. And ran across a couple young guys who had graduated from Baylor University down in Waco, who one was a writer and one was an illustrator, and said, guys, here's what I want to do. I'll pay you to do it. You come up with the idea. And they came up with this idea of two apes that want to be superheroes called Marlin and Percy. And
I love it.
They started out as little on the little cardboard sleeves that the stickers come out of our machines in. Mm-hmm. To begin with, as little 4-panel comics, kind of like the Bazooka Joe of our machines.
Okay.
Today, we now have 8 full-length comics and a children's novel as well that are available through Amazon and at marlinandpercy.com. And, we're really starting to make an impact, in an additional way for the kids that are our customers.
What's so fascinating to me is the mindset that help you set up this process. It's really based on community and paying it forward and increasing quality of life beyond finances. It's really a wonderful business model that you just don't run into very often.
I appreciate that. I have lived by, for most of my adult life, basically the concept that Zig Ziglar talked about when he said, you help enough other people get what they want and you'll be taken care of. And so my focus has been on creating win-win scenarios in every part of life that I possibly can. I was an ad executive, like I mentioned earlier, for almost a decade. And I was able to accomplish in a third of the time what other reps accomplished, and was always one of the top performers in our office, because instead of focusing on whatever the company said was the next product that we needed to be pushing or selling to make the corporate numbers look good,
right,
I focused on the product that was going to be successful and yield the greatest return for my customers. And in doing so, I had very low turnover. I had very few hassles. They kept coming back for more, whereas so many others in the office were just trying to sell stuff to sell it because somebody on high dictated it as such.
Yeah. Well, and what you're talking about is relationship marketing. It's not so much about, I'm sure it's about the product and the return and all that, but you're really focused on building relationships and not just hitting the corporate number.
Correct. Because that's also ultimately what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Everything is so surface today in so many ways. Technology has made it even more so. And it ends up being, sad to say, rare to have people that are actually interested in you and care about those kind of things.
Yeah, it really is. Well, that's cool, man. So let's talk specifically about school spirit vending and how it works with schools, how they participate, or how your franchising works. Let's go through those scenarios and see how that all shakes out.
So, School Spirit Vending, we specialize in hassle-free year-round fundraising for the schools. We custom design spirit stickers for the school with their mascot, their colors, that type of thing. And then we place a sticker machine in the school that those stickers are vended out of. And then we end up handling all the product rotation, all the servicing, all the money, all that type of thing. The school literally just cashes a check every month. So it ends up being a win-win. They don't need any volunteers to be involved. It's not going to replace some of the other fundraising that they're doing typically, but there's a huge need out there. To give you an idea, I was at a principals event here in Grand Rapids, Michigan about a year ago, was talking with a group of principals, and one lady came up and we got to talking and she got excited about the program. I said, ma'am, if you don't mind my asking, what would you do with the money? She said, like head lice? She said, lice kits. Our district has so much money coming in from donors who want to provide technology, and it's earmarked as such. So the kids have laptops and tablets and all that stuff coming out of their ears, but a lot of the very, very basic items that we need to run our school don't have a line item for them. So I'd spend the money to start with on lice kits.
Oh,
so that's how simple it is.
Wow. Talk about serving a need. And true, anybody who's listening and anybody who's remotely been around schools or even just opened up your front door, the grassroots approach of, hey, you want to buy some coupons for $10? takes so much time and so much organization, and your kind of project really frees kind of that stuff up so they can work on maybe major fundraising events, right?
Right, right. And it's ongoing all year round. So unlike everything else, it's just a one-time quick hit, couple weeks, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
We're there in the school on a monthly basis, working with them, developing relationships, helping them out any way we can.
So what kind of the vending machine, you mentioned stickers. So what specifically are those like, and what do the kids use them for?
They might put them on their notebooks, or many of them will collect them. Because aside from the custom mascot stickers, we also provide other stuff, other stickers that kids are into. Some licensed items like NFL and Star Wars, that type of thing. But then a lot of proprietary product that we've literally designed corporately from the ground up, specifically for the age groups that we're working with.
Mm-hmm.
They collect them, they trade them, they do a little bit of everything with them. And kids just seem to love stickers.
And what's the predominant? Is it middle school, high school, everything?
I started the company with the high schools in mind for like sporting events and everything. And what we found out along the way is the older kids didn't interact with the machine, but the younger ones did. So believe it or not, most of our work is at the elementary school level.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. I mean, I watch, small kids in our family and neighbors and all that kind of thing, and they're much more interactive, if you will, with their kids or with their friends and their playmates, and exchanging anything really, from model cars to comic books. And man, you just nailed it, didn't you?
Yes, sir. We've been blessed.
That is a true story. And your organization is obviously faith-based, and just from listening to you, I'm going to make that assumption as a faith-based guy myself, and my company certainly is. And that kind of role model spreads out to kids and adults and parents and schools in ways that most companies don't even think about.
That's who I am. That's what I stand for. The golden rule, do unto others, those types of things are alive and well in our business, Dave. I don't apologize for it. It's who I am, and it's who my business should be. Family is a huge and important thing for me with my 3 kids and my wife. And so the family aspect of what we do is intentional in every way as well. And as we're raising up families of multi-generational entrepreneurs with our franchise team, of course, like we've already talked about, our goal is also to positively impact the kids who are our customers.
Yeah.
Because many of them aren't going to get exposed to, just basic traits of human decency and character development in many aspects. And many of the traditional ways that they're being taught those types of things oftentimes won't reach and get through to some of these kids.
Yeah.
So I'm not arrogant enough to think that we're making an impact on every kid that we work with, but I believe that we're all about planting seeds, and the more seeds that we plant, the more good God can do with them.
Yep.
And we're just planting the seeds, and He does the rest.
True story. My wife is a public health nurse, and so she goes door to door and takes care of newborn babies and moms on Medicaid, and that is her mantra. When she goes and visits these kids and they're 3 or 4 days old, her job is to plant seeds, resources, referrals, information to help those moms and kids thrive. And so that philosophy that you have, I'm very well familiar with. And in fact, she has a mustard seed hanging from her rearview mirror.
That's awesome.
So I'm with you, man. That's how I run my business, and my wife certainly does as well. So hats off to you. And even if 2,000 schools, at least over 40 states. I mean, if you touch 10 kids in a school, how magnificent is that?
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So if people want to learn more about your business and how their schools can participate in the School Spirit Vending Program, and possible franchisees, partners can learn about how that works and get some passive income into their family, how can they reach out to you and learn more?
So on the school side, they can just go to schoolspiritvending.com and get some more basic background about what we do. There's a form there they can fill out. if they have interest in more information, and that will get sent to the franchisee in their local area for them to reach out and answer questions and that type of thing. On the franchise side, I actually wrote a short ebook, Dave, just to give people some background on vending in general. It's called Live Your Dreams, the Top 10 Reasons Why You Need to Own a Vending Business. And it shares some insights that I've learned over the years as a professional previously that most professionals never think about in relation to vending. So if they want to learn a little bit about vending, or if they want to begin a dialogue and learn more about the franchise itself, they can go to ssvbusiness.com/20-minute podcast and download that for free, and we can just go from there.
Sounds great, man. Matt Miller from EIEIO, Texas, which is really what, Stephenville, what is it?
Yeah, Stephenville, Texas.
I'm going to have a hard time getting that out of my head today, so thanks so much. What a great program you have for schools, students, families, all the way, man. Continued success, continued blessings to you and your family.
Thanks, Dave. Same to you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Matt Miller, the founder of School Spirit Vending. He's been reaching out and helping schools, kids, and families for over a decade now. You need to reach out to him as well. This is David Brower. You've been listening to your 20-minute podcast. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/your 20-minute podcast.
Until next time, don't forget to download your free audiobook at audibletrial.com/your 20-minute podcast. That's audibletrial.com/your 20-minute podcast for your free audiobook. And thanks for listening to your 20-minute podcast with David Brower.